You know that one guy. When he walks into a room, the energy shifts. He doesn't have to shout. He doesn't have to try. People just gravitate toward him. Think about that person for a second. When they speak, you lean in. When they leave, the room feels a little bit emptier. They have a presence that is so grounded, it's almost intimidating. Not because they are mean. No, it's because they are so comfortable in their own skin that it makes everyone else look nervous. You've probably watched them and wondered what they have that you don't. For a long time, I thought it was something you were born with. I was the guy in the back, the nice guy, the social ghost. But then I found the truth. Magnetism is a mechanic. It's a set of 4 pillars. I use them to turn my own life from a social shadow into the person who commands the room. Stay until the end because I'm going to show you exactly how to flip that switch. I'm going to show you how to master the 4 pillars of extreme charisma: social mining, the broken mirror, the void, and first mover rule. This isn't about acting, it's about becoming the man people can't forget. Let's get straight into it. Pillar 1, social mining. Most guys think charisma means having the best stories. They walk into a party and wait for a gap in the conversation so they can talk about their job, their car, or their weekend. They think, if I say something cool, they will like me. But this is actually a low status move because you are begging for approval. Truly magnetic men do the exact opposite. They play a game I call social mining. Your only goal in any conversation is to find social gold. Social gold is the one topic that the other person is obsessed with. Everyone has one. For some, it's their business. For others, it's a weird hobby like vintage watches or hiking. When you find it, don't just nod, dig. Ask them, why does that fire you up? Or how did you even get into that? Most people are used to being ignored or talked over. When they meet someone who truly listens and helps them shine, they get a massive hit of dopamine. They become addicted to the way you make them feel. You don't have to be an expert in what they do. You just have to be the person who values their passion. By making them the star, you move from being just another actor to becoming the director. The director always has more power than the actor. This is how you build a connection so deep that people will scan a crowded room just to find you again. You aren't just chatting, you are collecting the gold they are giving you. It's like a robbery where no one loses. But here is the danger. If you're just a great listener, you're just another nice guy. And nice guys aren't magnetic, they're replaceable. To be truly intimidating, you need the friction that comes with pillar number 2, the broken mirror. Being a social mirror is the fastest way to lose a woman's respect. Here is why, and more importantly, how to fix it and become incredibly magnetic instead. Think about a mirror. Most people subconsciously mirror whoever they're talking to. If the other person is nervous and talking fast, they start talking fast too. If the other person has a strong opinion, they agree just to keep the peace. This feels safe, but it kills attraction instantly. People can feel when you aren't being real. It feels off or fake. To be insanely magnetic, you must be a broken mirror. You have values. Stand on them. Imagine you're on a date or at a business dinner and they say something you totally disagree with. Most guys will nod and say, yeah, I get that. Just to avoid the awkwardness, don't do that. Instead, look them in the eye, smile slightly and say, I actually see it differently. This tiny bit of friction is pure gold. It proves that your internal world is stronger than their outside pressure. You aren't being a jerk, you're being real. While everyone else is folding and changing their personality to fit in, you remain true to your values. It's intimidating because you aren't seeking their approval. You're raising the standard for the entire conversation. People respect a man with a spine 1,000 times more than a man with a nice smile. But even with a spine, you can still lose the room if you react wrong. To stay truly untouchable, you have to master the most uncomfortable weapon in social psychology. Pillar 3, the void. The most powerful thing you can say in a conversation is actually nothing at all. Here is how to become extremely magnetic by owning the silence. Most people treat silence like a mistake. They feel a physical pressure to fill every gap with noise, talking just to kill the awkwardness. But when you rush to speak, you're actually leaking your power. You're showing the room that you're uncomfortable with the tension. Truly magnetic men do the opposite. They own the void. They treat silence like a high-status weapon. Imagine someone tries to test you or says something slightly disrespectful at a dinner table. Most guys bark back or start explaining why they're right. Don't do that. Instead, just look at them. Stay perfectly still. Let the silence sit there like a physical weight in the air. This is where the magic happens. Because you are comfortable in the quiet, the other person will begin to panic. They'll feel the pressure you created and they will start talking just to fill the gap. Usually they'll end up backtracking or over-explaining because they can't handle the tension that you are effortlessly controlling. Use this when you speak too. When someone asks you a question, don't rush. Take a breath. Count to 3 in your head before you give your opinion. This signals to everyone that your words are worth listening to. When you are comfortable in the quiet, you show total command over the room's energy. It's intimidating because they can't read your next move. You become a mystery they want to solve. If you can handle a 5-second silence without flinching, you own the frame of the entire interaction. But even if you own the silence, magnetism is useless if you're always waiting for others to come to you. To become the true leader of any room, you must master Pillar 4, the first mover rule. Stop waiting for her to give you a sign. High-value men are the ones who give the sign first, and here is how. At the end of the day, your charisma isn't measured by how much you speak, but by how fast you're willing to lead. Your status is determined by one thing, the first mover rule. Most people live in a prison of their own thoughts. They want to say hello, they want to shake a hand, they want to start a conversation, but they're paralyzed by the fear of being weird. They spend the whole night waiting for someone else to take the risk. As a magnetic man, you take that burden off their shoulders. You don't wait for the perfect moment, you create it. Walk up first, initiate the firm handshake, give the hug that lasts just 1 second longer than expected. This is what I call comforting dominance. Think about it. When was the last time you felt bad because you went for a confident handshake? Never. But how many times have you felt that sting of regret because you stayed discreet and did nothing? When you take the first step, you aren't forcing an interaction, you're opening the door. It makes the other person feel safe and welcome because you've already handled the danger of the first move. It might feel intense at first, it might even be intimidating for them to see a man so bold, but they will get hooked on that energy. People gravitate toward the man who moves with intention. Leading the interaction from the very first second to the final goodbye is how you become the man they never forget. If you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about this. So I want to give you the one secret pillar that most people never realize until it's too late, the high status departure. Most guys make a massive mistake. They finally get into a great conversation, they feel the magnetism working, and then they overstay. They talk until the energy dies, they wait until the conversation gets awkward or the other person looks at their watch. By doing this, you kill the energy we just built. Truly intimidating magnetism comes from the ability to walk away while the energy is still at its peak. When the conversation is going great, when you've just hit some more social gold and everyone is laughing, that is exactly when you say, "It was great meeting you, but I've got to head out. Let's catch up soon." This creates a psychological loop in their brain. Because you left while the energy peaked, they associate you only with that peak energy. You aren't just a guy they talk to, you are an experience they can't get enough of. Now you know the 4 pillars of incredible magnetism, but if you only take away one thing from this video, let it be this. Magnetism is a muscle. You aren't born with it. You build it through the mud, one awkward silence and one firm handshake at a time. Practice makes perfect. And if you're ready to stop being a social ghost and start building a presence that people can't ignore, I've mapped out the exact techniques I use to transform my own life. You can find the confidence code and all my other strategic tools in the description below. If you found value in this, hit subscribe. I'm here to help you become the most charismatic version of yourself.